I call the City of Douglasville City Council meeting to order for tonight, which is March 6th. And the first item on the agenda is an invocation that will be done by Pastor Francisco Arley of Midway United Methodist Church. After that, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance that will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Larry Yockey. We ask you to please stand for the invocation at this time. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council. Good evening. Today's reading comes out of Proverbs, and it's Proverbs 16. To humans belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the proper answer of the tongue. All a person's ways seem pure to them, but motives are weighted by the Lord. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. What we're reading here in Proverbs is that sometimes we believe what we're saying and what we're doing is the right thing, and we convince others that what we're doing is the right thing. But when we consult God, we find out that it's not what God wants us to do. So my advice to you tonight is seek God's counsel. Whenever you make a decision, you'll know in your heart and in your mind and your gut that you're doing the right thing. And if you don't feel it, then you know that God is not pleased. Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, I just ask that you bless the mayor and the city council, Lord, that all the decisions they make, they're pleasing to you, Lord. I ask that you give them the wisdom, the guidance, and the strength to lead our city, Lord, to govern Douglasville, Lord, and I just ask that you be with them, that you bless each and every one of them. And Lord, I just thank you for their service to our city, and we just come to you tonight, Lord, and praise your name. And I thank you for all the things that you do for us. But most of all, I thank you for our Son, your Son, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Mayor Pro Tem, and for the invocation. Pastor Arlo, we appreciate your service tonight. Okay. We do have announcements and presentations, but before that, I'd like to give you just some protocol issues, how we're going to run the meeting tonight, and then we'll go into our announcements and presentations and on with the rest of the agenda items. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Douglasville's regular City Council meeting. Tonight, the council will vote on the agenda items that were discussed at last week's legislative work session. Items that will be voted on tonight have been discussed previously at the legislative work session. Therefore, unless you have new information to present, you do not need to reintroduce the same material you presented at the work session. As a matter of fact, we will only accept brief comments or clarification on information that was not presented at the work session. If the business you're here to discuss is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time to discuss your business under the agenda items for comments from citizens and delegates. Before we start, I'd like to just cover a few other procedural items. I ask that you will keep your comments and presentations on a professional manner, and that we will not accept comments that are considered personal attacks on any individual, mayor, council, or anyone in the audience. We only have one person speaking at a time, and I ask that you will not applaud, cheer, or make loud or disturbing comments to be disruptive in the meeting. And if you do not mind, I'd ask you to please silence all of your cell phones and electronic devices so that they will not be disruptive during the meeting. The committee chairperson will read the agenda item, make his or her motion before the vote. If the applicant has additional information, he or she may present it at that time. Then, if your citizens' comments on points of interest that will be made at the work session, we'll ask that you, again, will come forward. There was a green form that you should have filled out on the desk to give to the city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, to my right, and she will take that form, and we ask when you come to the podium that you give your name and address for the record, and then you're welcome to make any comments that you may have to the mayor and council. In the way of announcements and presentation, there is a presentation of a proclamation for the Georgia Small Business Week, March 13th through the 17th, 2017, to be made by myself to the Communications Coordinator, Whitney Constein of the Douglas County Chamber of Commerce. And it reads the following. Whereas the City of Douglasville recognizes and values the dedication and entrepreneurial spirit within our community and the state of Georgia, and small businesses keep our community, the state, and America's economies growing strong. And whereas there are more than 650,000 registered establishments in Georgia, representing a majority of the total number of businesses with employees in the state, and numerous entities are committed to helping our businesses grow and create new jobs in our community by providing workforce training, financial assistance programs, research, and technical assistance. And whereas in 2016, Georgia was named the #1 state in the nation in which to do business for the 4th year in a row. Additionally, Georgia was named #2 in the country for the fastest growth of women-owned businesses, top 5 for black-owned businesses, and scored an A for small business friendliness. These accolades are evident of the achievements of small businesses throughout our community and state. And Georgia has proclaimed March 13th through the 17th, 2017, as Georgia Small Business Week to show support of and appreciation for the small business community. Now, therefore, I, Rochelle Robinson, Mayor of the City of Douglasville, do hereby proclaim March 13th through the 17th, 2017, as Small Business Week in Douglasville, and urge all citizens to acknowledge and celebrate the achievements made by our small business community. So proclaimed the 6th day of March 2017. Ms. Whitney, are you? Oh, there you are. If you'll come around, we'll give the proclamation after you have something to say.
Thank you. As Madam Mayor said, I am Whitney Constein, the Communications Coordinator at the Douglas County Chamber. And on behalf of the Chamber, we are proud to support the small businesses of our community during Georgia Small Business Week. We support small businesses all year long through programs like our Small Business Sustainability Program, which is designed for businesses that have been in operation for more than 2 years and are looking to create a plan for sustaining their organization. Through the Small Business of Excellence Awards, we recognize leading businesses at the July luncheons where they receive accolades ranging from an award in marketing benefits to being nominated for the Chamber's Small Business of the Year Award. Through all of these efforts, and many more I have not mentioned, we continuously encourage the community to buy local and shop Chamber members. All members are invited to show their buy local pride in displaying their buy local sticker in their storefront, and we provide information on the importance of shopping locally and keeping tax dollars local to Chamber members and citizens through fun events such as Buy Local Bingo. As we continue to support small businesses in Douglas County, the Chamber has very exciting plans ahead for next week. During the week, we'll be featuring 15 local small businesses in Facebook Live videos over the span of 5 days. We hope that by featuring the businesses behind the scenes look, we'll encourage the community to buy local, shop Chamber members. Be sure to tune in to the Chamber's Facebook page for live videos and updates. Thank you.
So much. We'll ask the council to come around so we'll have a picture.
Smile, everybody. Let's do a couple more. All right. Good. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the support of the Chamber, and we continue to support our small businesses for the viability of our community. There are the minutes of the legislative work session and executive session of February 16th, 2017, and the regular meeting of February 20th, 2017. I open the floor for a motion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Thank you. There's a motion and second on the floor to approve the minutes as presented. Are there any questions or comments from the council members? Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The ayes have it. The minutes are approved. Open the floor to receive a motion for the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. It's been properly moved in second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Are there any questions or comments on the consent agenda as presented by the council, from the council? Comments? Thank you. Not seeing any. All of those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The consent agenda is approved. We'll move on to our first committee, which is Public Safety Committee, and that's chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
Yes, ma'am, Madam Mayor. I have like 3 items. Items 20-17-09, request for a change in agent outlet manager and the transfer of alcohol beverage license sale and corporate stock for the pouring of wine and malt beverage and spirit liquor at the following establishment. Current licensee, 20 Bar West and Grill LLC. Proposed license, 20 Bar West Grill LLC. DBA, 20 Bar West and Grill. Location, 7430 Douglas Boulevard. Current agent outlet manager, Adrian Williams. Proposed agent outlet manager, Julian Hall. The required fees have been paid into the finance department. Would the applicant please come down, please? State your name and
Good evening, I'm Jillian Hall, and my address is 4830 Smokestone Drive in Douglasville.
state it one more time, just a little louder, please.
I'm sorry, Jillian Hall, and my address is 4830 Smokestone Drive in Douglasville.
Okay. RC. Okay, well, I believe, do any of the council have any questions? Any of the council? Mayor? Ms. Hall, you will be the agent outlet manager on duty at all times?
Yes, sir.
And you're familiar with making all purchases from distribution centers, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, not local package stores or,
Absolutely.
okay. All right. Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion we approve 20-17-09.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 20-17-09. Are there any questions or comments from the council members?
I was just, last time we were discussing them being closed. How far along are y'all?
Oh, we are prepared to open with the license, so we'll get
Okay.
back to the state.
Good deal. That's all, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Watts. Any other comments from council members? Not seeing any. All those in favor of approving item 20-17-09, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The ayes have it. 20-17-09 is approved.
Thank you. Good
You're
evening.
welcome.
Okay, second item, 20-1710, request for a permit for outdoor pouring of alcohol beverages for a special event at the following establishment. Licensed is the English Country House Group, INC, DBA Irish Red Pub and Restaurant, location 6682 Broad Street, O'Neill Plaza. Event, St. Patrick, third 3-day community festival. Date and time of event, March 11, 2017, from 6 p.m. to 11, March 17, 2017, from 3 until 11, March 18, 2017, from 6 until 11 p.m. Agent Outlet Manager, Brittany Wyatt. The required fees have been paid into the city finance. Will the applicant please come down, state your name and address, please?
My name is Brittany Wyatt, and I am of 4180 Newman Ellis Road, Douglasville, Georgia.
Okay, do we have any questions from the council?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Ms. White, I'm not sure whether you've been affiliated with the Irish Bread Pub for how long. I'm not aware of that, but obviously this has been a multi-year event that's gone on now for several years, and I would assume that your superiors would have informed you of what the requirements are as far as the police assistance, the fencing, the rules and regulations that go along with this event and with the privilege of having it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I've been with the Irish Bread Pub For 3 years, I've been the AOM for a little over 18 months now.
So you are
I also
familiar
did
then.
last year's festival as well. We've contacted Douglas County Police. We know that we need 3 officers, and they've already put that on their books, and I believe they have all 3 signed up already.
Okay.
I know I've talked to 2 of them personally, so.
Just wanted to make sure this was not something new for you. You
Absolutely
being
not.
placed in this position as this, as you know, is a privilege, and
It is very much
always
so.
seems to be a big event.
It does. We love that everybody downtown comes out and supports and has a
Yes.
good time.
Thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else? Ms. Hampton, would there be a perimeter? I know they want it right there in front of the stage and, not from the parking lot, just in front of the stage and back of the stage.
As part of their application, Mr. Chairman, there should be a map attached to your application, and it's indicated that it would not be in the area where the construction is located. It's in the area that's clear of the construction in front of the stage.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right, ma'am. I make a motion that we approve 20-17-10.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 20-17-10. Questions have already been raised, but are there any additional questions or comments as it relates to this item? Thank you. Not seeing any other comments. All those in favor of approving item 20-17-10, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The ayes have it. 20-17-10 is approved. Thank you, Ms. Wyatt.
Have a nice party. Okay.
Okay, last item, 20-17-11, request for the alcohol beverage license for the retail package sale of wine and malt beverages at the following establishment. Current license, North Star Impex LLC, DBA Express Mart, located 7214 Douglas Boulevard, Suite C. Proposed agent outlet manager, Murad Merchant, and the required fees have been paid into the finance department. Would the applicant please come forward? State your name and address, please.
My name is Murad Merchant, and I live at 1590 Eagle Rock Drive, Suwanee, Georgia.
And you will be, we're gonna hold a public hearing, but you will be the agent outlet manager on duty?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I want to open it up for a public hearing. All those. Okay, all those are in favor of the license, please come up and give you 5 minutes.
Question, Mr. Chairman, while that's being done, this was not on the agenda on Thursday night, was it?
No.
That's
no,
what
we've
we
not.
have.
We've not, this is the first we have seen of this item.
Right.
That is correct. This item was actually advertised in the paper but left off of the agenda, so this would be the first time that we are hearing from him.
So would this be the first public hearing then? We would not be voting on this item tonight?
It would be the first public hearing, correct, but you can vote on it. It was advertised.
Okay, it was advertised.
Yes,
Okay.
it was advertised.
Okay, thank you for that
That's
clarification.
okay. All those that's for, against? Okay. Any questions from the council?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Just to, in case anybody's unclear on the location, this is the same shopping center as where Tops is. It's right next to Big Time Custom Tattoos, in the spot that used to have Elite Adult. Is that what it's called? I don't know why I'm looking at you. And the tobacco store is on the other side. I went there yesterday, very clean store. Bought a soft drink because you don't have beer and wine yet. And smoking accessories. If you want a hookah, that you can get one there. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
As I stated to the other gentleman for the license, 20 Bar West, you have to purchase all alcohol beverages from a distribution center.
Yes, sir.
And not from the local stores. Okay, if no one else has any questions, Coach? No, sir. We good? Yes, sir. All right. So, Madam Mayor?
You closing your public hearing?
Yes, I'll close the public hearing.
Okay.
Now it's time for me to make a motion 20-17-11 to approve.
Second.
Yes, sir. We can't vote on it because it was advertised.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, sir. So item 20-17-11, it's been properly moved in second to approve this item. Are there any additional questions or comments? As we have discussed, this was left off the agenda but advertised in the paper last Thursday, and we've had our public hearing tonight. They're saying that we can vote on it because it's been the second time that it's been advertised from Thursday and today.
Madam Mayor, I would then have a question of the applicant, Mr. Merchant, since we did not question him on Thursday night as to his qualifications. Can you tell us a little bit, Mr. Merchant, about your experience in this line of work, as to training, as to education for employees, and as to sales of wine and malt beverage?
I personally am this business for last 10 years. I used to manage the Chevron across the street, the Chevron that is no more up there. I have been managing the store for a while. Have experience in training new employees. Usually we do is 3-step trainings. First we do orientation when they come in. Then we do practical when we are with them. And they are doing the sales and we are standing behind them and watching them, how do they do it. Third is our POS system that prompts the cashier to check the ID or check the age of the buyer while they are ringing up the sale of alcohol beverages.
So you do have a POS system in with
Yes,
your,
sir. Our
your
POS
cash
system will stop there when they ring it up and ask the cashier to check the ID.
Okay.
So that's how we make sure that we are not selling it to underage customers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I didn't mean to interrupt the process there.
Sir.
Thank
No,
you.
so those are vital questions that need to be answered. We appreciate that. Any other questions or comments from council members? Thank you. Not seeing any others. It's been properly moved in second to approve item 20-17-11. All of those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The ayes have it. Thank you so much, Mr. Merchant.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
No other business, Ms. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman Davis. We'll move on to Community and Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Under Community and Economic Development, we have 2 items tonight. The first item, 21-17-13, authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with Tunner Spangler and Associates Incorporated for that firm to prepare a downtown master plan and 10-year strategic plan for the city of Douglasville. I'll make a motion to approve 21-17-13.
Second.
You get that, Ms. Clerk? We had 2 seconds. You have your person? Okay, you have it? Is that, okay, thank you, Ms. Acker. Okay, it's been properly moved in second to approve item 21-17-13. Are there any questions or comments from the council as it relates to this item? Thank you. Not seeing any. All of those in favor of approving the item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. 21-17-13 is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Item B is 21-17-14, select a candidate to the Douglas County Board of Health and the Douglas County Community Services Board for concurrent 6-year terms as the City of Douglasville's consumer member on each board to expire December 31st, 2022. Ms. Hampton?
Mr. Chairman, I will ask that you come back to this item. We're going to retrieve the ballots, but I would like for you to know that when we do hand out the ballots and you do make your selection, I did send some information to you on Friday that I will be calling out the name of the person whose name is on the ballot and who they voted for per the ordinance. So I sent you all that on Friday, so in case you have any questions. But we are retrieving the ballot, so I apologize for that, if you wouldn't mind coming back to that one.
All righty. Thank you very much, ma'am. We have nothing else under that committee, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We'll move on to Planning and Development Committee, and that's also chaired by Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have 3 items under Planning and Development Committee tonight, all of which are concerning the same development. The first item, 22-17-13, authorize the mayor to sign a development agreement with SL Brightstar LLC for that company to make off-site road improvements in connection with the development of a site on Brightstar Road proposed for rezoning to IL Light Industrial. This is another part of the situation and process that our city attorney and the developer have been back and forth on over the last few days. And so we want to begin by that item first, item 2217-13. It is loaded on your computers. I'll make a motion that we approve that item.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 22-17-13. Are there any questions or comments from the council members as it relates to this item?
Maybe look, I don't see a 22-17-13.
Item 9A.
Mine says 22-17-11.
I wonder if your computer's not been rebooted since it was added.
I do have 22-17-13 on my computer, but it does not appear Mr. Miller has it on his.
Are you looking on the tablet or the?
I'm actually looking on the computer.
Yeah, it's in the agenda, paper agenda.
That's 22-17-13
that's
and
it.
on the
Yeah,
laptop.
I've got it up here or something. I see it.
Okay.
Okay,
He's found it.
thank you.
Chairman?
Councilman Miller.
Yes, ma'am.
Chairman, we've devised a later revision than the one that's on your computer, and I have it on paper if you'd like to see it.
Yes, and I believe that there were copies that were handed out just as an update. Is that correct, or is it just, I'm the only one that had
I
them?
believe you're the only one who has
I'm
it.
sorry. I apologize for that. I thought they were handed out to each of us. Yes, that would be fine.
Oh, yeah.
I have no problem with that.
The error is mine. We caught it at the last minute.
Ms. Littlefield, if you would, Madam Mayor, if I might, as a matter of discussion on this, do we have a motion and a second?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Yes.
just as a matter of discussion, I'd like for Ms. Littlefield, if she would not mind, to just update us a little bit, or please, as much as needed, I apologize for that, as to what has been added here that would benefit both the developer and the city in this regard, please.
Well, from a legal perspective, it's important that you have a development agreement because this developer is proposing to do off-site developments, which would be an impact fee, but for the development agreement. So we need to have one. He is proposing to make lots and lots of changes to the roadways and to do it in 2 phases. You will remember that they talked about the smaller phase, and they would do part of the improvements then, and that some of these improvements have been requested by Douglas County Department of Transportation. For Phase 1, the proposal is the recommendation from the DRI plus an extra lane of traffic on Bright Star Road from the development south to the Bright Star connector.
So basically, from the development exit onto Bright Star Road going south to the connector itself would then become 3-lane at the expense of the developer?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, plus the changes that were recommended in the DRI. And those would be completed before the CO is issued for the Phase 1 building.
Okay.
All right? For the Phase 2 building, the transportation plan is not yet set. Those of you who've been out there know that Wood Road and Gurley Road are old roads back there with weeds growing up through the middle of them. If they're going to be used, they certainly need to be improved and possibly widened, and the developer's willing to do that. But right now, they're still looking at potential routes, many potential routes, possibly even a new one over to Highway 5. And so we've left that somewhat vague and simply said that whatever that plan becomes, they will need to pay for it at their expense.
So then the city would not be expected to improve or to bring back to life roads that converse through this property at our expense?
That is correct.
Okay.
And also in Phase 2, there are some remaining improvements which were recommended in the DRI. Those are to be done to the balance of the site improvements are to be done in Phase 2. The CO would not be issued until those are done.
Okay, then what I'm hearing is basically that the city would not be required to spend any monies, to have any monies expended for this project from old roads that have been in ill repair and not been used for many years, nor would we be expected to pay for improvements off-site. The developer has agreed to do that in phases as the work is done prior to COs being issued.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Thank you for that update, because as you just saw, we did not have all this information early enough to actually to digest it, but I wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of the work that has been done in the trenches, so to speak, over the last few days between Thursday and now.
And Mr. Chairman, it's been a while since we've done one of these right at the beginning of a rezoning vote. So I'm going to ask that if you approve it, that it be signed before you go to your next item.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, just getting this, I want to make sure of a couple of things. The work basically sends traffic to the Highway 5 intersection in front of Highway 5 and Concourse.
I don't think this document dictates that. That may be his plans, though.
Okay. But this document doesn't make any improvements to the intersection at Concourse and Highway 5, correct?
Not unless it was part of the DRI, and I don't recall that it was.
It was not part of the DRI. We confirmed that. And it further, as it's not part of the DRI, it further doesn't make any changes to the Highway 5 I-20 bridge.
No, none.
And my point to that being is that's where a lot of the congestion is coming. So what's described in here in this agreement will alleviate and get trucks to those intersections, but then there's no improvements to those intersections. Nothing in this agreement changes any of that.
I don't recall that it does, no.
Mr. Chairman, I was going to say on page 3, section 2.1, for construction of roadway improvements in conjunction with phase 2 of the project, it says, at its expense, Bright Star shall fund the roadway improvements required by the city and the DOT in connection with phase 2 of the project, including potential routes along Bright Star Road, Wood Road, Gurley Road, and/or Highway 5. So it does have some portion of Highway 5 in there.
As to access to Highway 5, I believe is what that refers to. Is that correct, Ms. Littlefield?
I know that they are intending to route traffic toward Highway 5 from the discussion that you had on Thursday night.
And if I might add, I think one concern that the city has, not that we have any problem with working with the county, but the fact that these are county-maintained roads that we're speaking of, we have no control on parts of these streets.
These are city roads. These are city streets.
What about Bright Star Road in that area? I thought
Not Bright Star Road, but the others.
That was what I was concerned
Portions
about.
of Bright Star Road are ours as well, just
Yes.
not at this particular site.
That is correct. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Any other questions or comments as it relates to this item from council members?
Just
Nice.
my last comment is it might be nice having further industry here, but this does not solve the problem that we have. That's at the edge of my ward, or our ward, and that intersection has a continual amount of traffic there that is only going to be exacerbated. We've discussed the situation of I-20, which could be 40 years before the Georgia DOT makes any changes. I think this agreement fails to adhere to those problems or rectify those problems, and it's going to cause a traffic issue. So I just think we need to take that into consideration when voting on this.
Yes, sir. I agree with you in some respects, but I know that the applicants did present to us that it was a staggered schedule, and the trucks and the traffic would not be at certain peak times, that they would try to, the morning and afternoon drives going ingress and egress into the city, that the trucks would be staggered for this project. So that could alleviate some of the issues. Yes, sir.
Good, but we have no enforcement. The issue is we don't have any enforcement of those. They can say everything they want to, and what we've run into with the quarry issue that we've kind of all learned from, or at least I learned a lot from, a lot could be said by the folks that are presenting, but we're making assumptions that they're going to do some of these things with no enforcement to regulate it.
Mr. Chairman, one thing I'd like to point out, or just comes to my mind on this particular discussion, is it behooves them to not traveled during the peak time. So these guys that do this for a living, they're not going to be looking for traffic jams. They're going to be looking to avoid that as much as possible, I would think.
That's correct. That's what truckers do. They don't want to get into rush hours. They want to move. I think they're based on that also. They're based on moving and not sitting.
Been lively discussion. Are there any other comments to come before the council as it relates to this item? Thank you. Not seeing any others. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 22-17-13. All of those in favor of approving the item, please raise your hands. Is that better, Ms. Acker? You have everyone? Thank you. Opposed, raise your hand as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Most raised hands, a majority of raised hands have it, so item 22-17-13 is approved.
Ms. Littlefield would ask that we sign that document before we go on to the next item.
You have someone present who can sign.
Yes, ma'am.
Moving on to item 22-17-11. Item was tabled from February 20th, 2017, holding a public hearing and consider a request for a change in zoning from CG General Commercial to IL Light Industrial for 40.28 plus or minus acres at parcel number 01630250012, located land lot 163, District 2, Section 5, Parcel 12. Application made by SL Bright Star LLC. Make a motion to remove item 22-17-11 from the table.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to remove item 22-17-11 from the table. Any questions or comments as it relates to removing this item from the table? All of those in favor of removing the item from the table, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The ayes have it. Item 22-17-11 is removed from the table.
Having been removed from the table, Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve item 22-17-11 with a special stipulation that the terms of the city's development agreement with the applicant shall be conditions of the zoning.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 22-17-11 with the special stipulations as voiced by the chairman. Are there any questions or comments as it relates to this item from the council members?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I think Ms. Littlefield has a comment.
I'll hold the ordinance for your signature until after the agreement has been signed, and then we'll circulate the ordinance.
And that is done, Ms. Littlefield, as there is no one here to sign for the developer at present. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions or comments as it relates to this item?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Just again, as I made comments on at the work session, I think we need to be very frugal in making these changes from our general commercial, these future land use plans. We spent tonight with AECom and looking toward doing a future traffic map. Mm-hmm. We have a future land use map that we've worked on back in 2004 and updated in 2013. People come in and buy these properties based upon the zoning and the application therein. We make traffic changes, we make investment of taxpayer dollars in roadways. When we come in and change these zoning just ad hoc, at random, we are going against the future land use map that we use taxpayer dollars to hire experts on to direct us in the right position. If we continue to race to the bottom just because there's a planned use for this and it goes against the future land use map, it creates problems in our traffic studies. It creates problems in our future land use maps. And this one in particular, although they've offered to make certain traffic improvements, it is going to create, they can offset it, they can do whatever, it is going to put more trucks into those intersections and at the intersection of Highway 5 and I-20. This is something that we cannot control. It is a problem. It's going to continue to be a problem, and adding more of this industry is going to have an adverse effect on our future land use.
Thank you so much, Councilman Miller. I will say to that, I know you're passionate about land plans and all that, and I have been, you see this, Councilman Miller, I've been going to sleep reading this at night, trying to stay awake and do the comprehensive plan, future land use plan, LCI, all these studies that we have. So really sincerely looking at the issues and trying to be pliable and flexible if need be with our plans. But I do agree that we don't want to waste dollars and time and experts to give us a projection, but you know, we want to be flexible as well, up to the individual if you want to be flexible as well. So taking to heart what you've said, it isn't just fly by night. I really think all council members are considerate and take your comments to heart.
Madam Mayor, if I might add to that, as Councilman Miller has mentioned, he and I do share this ward, and we may not always agree on everything, but we do share this particular area, and I do respect his feelings on this. I've just chosen, in making that motion, I had just chosen to be proactive as to job creation and bringing in more industry, which we are very interested in. I do share his concerns on traffic. That is not to be taken lightly, but that's also something that, as we'd mentioned in our AECOM meetings earlier, we do not have any control over those state highway intersections or interchanges or traffic signals, and I feel as though we need to push forward to hopefully maybe get more on the map as far as DOT is concerned, and to hopefully have them be more involved on our behalf in those traffic issues. So I respectfully submit that also. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Any other comments or statements or questions as it relates to the item from council members? Not seeing any other. All of those in favor of approving item 22-17-11, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Thank you. The ayes have it. Item 22-17-11 is approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We'll move on to item 2217-12. It was also tabled from February 20th of 2017. Consider a request for an amendment to the City of Douglasville's future land use plan from Community Activity Center to mixed-use design on 40.28 plus or minus acres at parcel number 01630250012, located land lot 163, District 2, Section 5, Parcel 12. Application made by SL Brightstar LLC. Make a motion that we remove from the table item 2217-12.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to remove item 22-17-12 from the table. Are there any questions or comments as relates to removing this item from the table, from the council members? Thank you. Not seeing any. All of those in favor of removing this item from the table, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The ayes have it. Item 22-17-12 is removed from the table.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Now, item 2217-12 being removed from the table, and make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 22-17-12. Are there any questions or comments as relates to this item from the council members? Thank you. All of those in favor, not seeing any. All of those in favor of approving this item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Thank you. The ayes have it. Item 22-17-12 is approved.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all we have under Planning and Development.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. We will go back to Community and Economic Development Committee. Do we have the ballots? Okay, and we just went into a quick recess, and we'll come back to item 21-17-14. As the chairman read, that was to select a candidate to the Douglas County Board of Health and Douglas County Community Services Board for congruent 6-year terms as the City of Douglasville's consumer member on each of those boards to expire in the long time away of December 31st, 2022.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And I apologize for not having those ballots, but thank you, Ms. Vicky and Ms. Sharon, for rushing to get some for me. And I will read them out as I have received them. Councilman Richard Siegel for Ms. Queen Esther Martin. Councilwoman Dr. LaShawn Burdanley for Ms. Queen Esther Martin. Councilman Sam Davis for Ms. Queen Esther Martin. Mayor Pro Tem Larry Yockey for Ms. Queen Esther Martin. Mayor Rochelle Robinson for Ms. Queen Esther Martin. Councilman Mark Adams for Ms. Queen Esther Martin. Councilman Mike Miller for Ms. Queen Esther Martin. And Councilman Coach Watts for Ms. Queen Esther Martin. She has received the majority and a unanimous vote from you all for selection to the committee.
I believe your ordinance says now she's your automatic nominee, and you need a motion, second, and vote.
Okay, I'll make a motion on item 2217-14. Ms. Queen Esther Martin be assigned to the Douglas County Board of Health and the Douglas County Community Services Board for concurrent 6-year terms as the City of Douglasville's consumer member on each board to expire December 31st, 2022.
Second.
Moved in second, we will amend, it's 21-17. Yes, sir, 21-17-14. To approve Ms. Queen Esther Martin as the appointee to the Douglas County Board of Health and Douglas County Community Services Board. Well, all of those in favor, are there any questions or comments as it relates to this item? All of those in favor of Ms. Queen Esther Martin being the appointee, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. Ms. Queen Esther Martin is the appointee to the Douglas County Community Services Board and Community Board of Health.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all that we have under Community and Economic Development.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your flexibility. We'll move on to Parks and Recreation Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no items tonight under Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, sir. Finance Committee, chaired by Mayor Pro Tem Larry Yockey.
I don't have any items tonight, Madam Mayor, but I do want to adjourn into executive session to discuss a legal matter.
We adjourn.
Recess. Did I say that? Recess into executive session
At the end of the meeting.
at the end of the meeting.
Yes, sir. I'll remember that. Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem. We'll move on to Information Technology Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Richard Siegel.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Our business was already covered under the consent agenda, and I have nothing else.
That was a nice training session. You kept us on time.
We will have more.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Siegel. Maintenance and Sanitation Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Mike Miller.
No business tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Transportation Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember LaShawn Burdanley.
No items, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Burdanley. Personnel and Organization Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Richard Siegel.
No business tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. Ordinance and Intergovernmental Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Mike Miller.
No business tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Miller. Education and Training Committee, that's chaired by Councilmember Samuel Davis.
No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any other business to come before the council tonight from council members? Okay. Our city attorney, welcome back, Mr. Joel. Colonel Dotson, do you have anything?
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, sir. Chief Assistant City Attorney, Ms. Susan Littlefield.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Our Deputy Chief, Ms. Sue Ann Shaw.
No business, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deputy Chief. Our City Manager, Ms. Marsha Hampton.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to remind you to please remember to start bringing your iPads to the meetings. We will, at your next round of meetings, have the clerk work through the Granicus system. So again, we want to make certain we know by the time we start the first meeting in April if you would like to vote on your own. So by the time we start that meeting, we would like to know that. So please bring your iPads. If you have questions, concerns as we transition, let us know during the month of April. We will be fully transitioned. So
Okay.
questions, concerns, comments, please let us know as soon as possible. All right.
Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. Now the floor is open for comments from citizens and delegates. This is the portion in which citizens and delegates that may be in the audience can come forward. Please, you will fill out the green form, Give your name and address for the record, and you're welcome to address the mayor and council. We welcome you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening, Mr. Smith.
My name is Wilfred Smith, 4998 Gulf Valley Court, Douglasville, 30135. I just want to speak to the events that took place at the courthouse yesterday. With what it started out to be, it wound up being a very positive event. The police and the sheriff department, they handled the people that was in attendance with the utmost respect. In that kind of situation, you get law enforcement being a little handsy, that can add to more people's apprehensions and fears and cause more, dissension than anything. My fellow Douglas County citizens just came together in an effort of community and love and respect. Just one little footnote, it was a little heated exchange between the two different parties that were there, but for the most part, I've seen more heated discussions over football games. And at the end of the day, I just take away from yesterday as being a very positive experience. I'm glad, the Klan didn't show up, because it probably could have distracted from that. But at the end of the day, it was very, very positive, and the sheriff and the chief of police definitely deserve all the accolades for everything they did.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. We appreciate your comments. Are there any other comments from citizens and delegates from the audience? Now's your opportunity to come to the podium. Give your name and address for the record. Thank you. Not seeing any. Do we have any staff reports? No staff reports, City Manager? Okay. Well, I will open the floor for a motion to recess.
I make a motion that we recess into executive session to discuss a legal matter.
Thank you. It's been properly motion and second to recess into executive session to discuss litigation. All those in favor of recessing into executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. We're into recessing into executive session. Okay, we have come out of recess. We're back into our city council meeting, and we're going to the finance committee, which is chaired by Mayor Pro Tem Larry Yockey.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 24-17-06, which is authorize the litigation counsel to sign a settlement and escrow agreement in Douglas County Superior Court Civil Action number 16CV00116, sustaining the city's decision to rezone the subject property and without any settlement amount to be paid by the city. I make a motion to approve item 24-17-06.
Second.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second to approve item 24-17-06. Are there any additional questions or comments from the council members as it relates to this item? Thank you. Not seeing any. All of those in favor of approving item 24-17-06, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you. The ayes have it.
And that's all I have for the finance committee tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Okay, is there any other business to come before the council tonight? Thank you. Not seeing any. This meeting is adjourned.